Hey, shalom, shalom. And before I get started, as always, I want to say call halal Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash, and double honors be unto our apostles and the elder bishops, that great millstone, that rule well and that teach well, and that taught me this truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. All right. And just coming back at you with another lesson. And Salakia, also peace and blessings be unto the elect of the nation of Israel. All right, you men, women, and children. All right, those of you who believe on the names Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash. All right. And just coming back at you with another lesson. Okay, Hebrew word of the week. Okay, and the Hebrew word of the week is going to be Hearkeneth. Okay, which would be Shami, okay, in the Hebrew. All right, and this is referencing Proverbs, the first chapter, the 33rd verse. All right, and Lord's will, it be edifying. I'm gonna go ahead and get straight into it. All right, this is Proverbs chapter 1, verse 33. And it says, but whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely and shall be quiet from fear of evil. All right, now we want to go into that word hearkeneth real quick. All right, and once again, the Hebrew word for hearkeneth would be Shami, okay, which goes into listening, okay, to hear with attention or interest. All right, and primarily that's the elect. Okay, only the elect is going to hearken or listen, to give heed to the words of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, man. Okay, because as it is written, one of my favorite scriptures, the elect have obtained what which they seek it for, which is His truth, because they listened. Okay, they hearkened to the words of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. All right, and the rest were blinded. Okay, 2/3 of our people, they didn't listen. They fanned the hand. Okay, they set at naught the Lord's counsel, man. They ain't want to hear the words of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, this world has something better to offer them in their eyes. All right, but they're going to come to find out that they were wrong. Okay, that they should have hearkened, all right, unto the prophets of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, which are speaking the words of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. All right, I'm going to read this again. Proverbs 1 and 33. It says, but whoso hearkeneth unto me, and right, and how do you hearken unto the Lord, man? Once again, okay, through His prophets, through the men that Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai have set up throughout the four corners of the earth. Okay, that's feeding and nourishing you with this truth, the proper understanding, man. Okay, beginning with our apostles and elders, man. Okay, the leaders of Israel today. Okay, the top leaders. Okay, but it says, whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely. And that's it. Because once again, only the elect is going to hearken. All right, so in the time of Jacob's trouble, the elect is going to dwell safely, man. All right, remember, the scripture says it is even the time of Jacob's trouble, Jeremiah 30 and 7. All right, but ye shall be saved out of it, man. The elect is going to be saved out of it. Lord willing, I'm of that number, all right, of the hopeful elect. Okay, but we're going to be saved out of it, man. Okay, because we took heed to the words of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, we didn't despise the Lord's instructions, man. Okay, and there's a precept that speak about, he that despiseth the words of the Lord shall be destroyed, man. So the elect is going to be protected from the evil, from the, from fear, from the different sad perils, man. Okay? But whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely and shall be quiet from fear of evil. All right? And that word quiet is basically going into being at peace. All right? When this shit kicks off, man. All right? We're not going to be all bugged out like 2/3 of our people are going to be. Because they ain't going to know why the things that's going on is happening. Okay, as such as, cities being troubled. Okay. People getting invaded, invading one another for a lack of bread because there's going to be a lack of resources out here. A famine going to come. Okay. So, yeah, ultimately people's heads is going to be getting cracked, man. And ultimately, shit, we want to be protected from the noise of the archers, man. The missiles. Okay? So we believe that if we obey Yahweh Shami laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability, and do his will, which is do this work, warn his people, okay, that we're going to be able to dwell safely, okay, from all the fear and the evil that's coming. Okay, whereas 2/3 of our people are going to be caught up in the different evils. Okay, because they didn't listen. They despised the words of the Lord. So now they're going to be destroyed, man. All right, and this is my Hebrew word of the week. Okay, once again, Hearkeneth. Okay, which is Shami in the Hebrew. And Abba come to the elect of Yasharallah. And Lord will, it was edifying. And until next time, peace and shalom be unto the elect. Hey, shalom.